Hi guys, welcome back to the Makeup Artist Podcast. I'm your host, Shelby Henry, and on today's episode, we are going to have Jordan Hicks, styled by Jordan. We will be talking about all things content creating and social media. So get ready to up your social media. It's great. I'm very excited.
Your lashes look great. What are they?
Thank you. They're Ardell 421s with a extra end on the end. Mine, I do a 3/4 lash, and then I put that little extra, fourth on the end.
Love it.
Thank you.
Looks so good.
I had to look cute for
Fluffy.
you. And also, do you know how long it took me to do my hair?
It looks really good. It looks like you got a blowout.
Dude, I did the straightener.
I'm impressed.
Thank you.
I love it.
I like this little,
It looks so good.
curl at the
It
end.
looks so bouncy and voluminous.
Thank you.
I love it.
I
Good
had to
job.
try. And I got layers.
How do you like them?
It's wild.
Do you feel like you lost a lot of hair from getting them?
My mom cut off 4 inches of
Does it feel more comfortable?
Yeah, but you know me. I'm like,
You miss it.
I really miss it.
It's okay. We can always tease it.
I mean, I guess it is what it is for right now.
It's okay.
Okay. So I am so excited to have you on. You are everybody, this is Jordan Hicks, styled by Jordan. We have been friends for probably 4 years now.
It's been a while.
And honestly, just to see how we have both grown is kind of crazy, because I feel like you and I kind of almost started off really at the same level, and we've really gone up kind of together at the same time. And so it's kind of crazy to see where we are right now. And first things first, I want you to tell the people who you are. Give us a little backstory on you, how you got here, and tell us what you do best.
Hi. I don't even know where to start.
Start anywhere. Start at the beginning.
Okay. My name is Jordan. I am a bridal hairstylist, but now I'm still a bridal hairstylist, but more so a content creator than anything.
Yes.
So I spend more of my time filming content and doing tutorials and TikToks and sharing my favorite products, which is equally as exciting as doing hair and weddings, but a whole different realm that I've really been focusing on. But after doing hair this will be my 10th year doing hair. So after doing hair for 10 years, it's refreshing to look at the industry in a whole different view and focus on content.
And really how it's grown. I feel because you so you started back in, what was it? So 2013, 2014?
2014.
And you went to cosmetology school. And
I was 16.
You were 16? Okay, was that back in Seattle?
So I'm from Washington State.
Washington, sorry.
Everyone says Seattle. That works.
They're both
actually
cold.
an hour and a half outside of Seattle in a really small town. So I just went to a really small town high school. My graduating class was 60 people.
Oh my God.
There was nobody there. But during high school, they offered a program where I could go to beauty school for $200. And I was like, I don't want to go to college. I'm broke. Let's try beauty school.
$200? That's cool. Amazing.
Yeah. So literally you got your books, you got your mannequin, and then you complete your hours. The schooling was not good. But
wow. That's okay.
It's okay.
It was $200.
I still
what can you
got
do?
my license.
You're amazing at what you do. So it did something.
It was cool that I could go to high school and beauty school at the same time. So every morning I'd go to high school, do a couple hours, and then at lunch I would be like, okay, going to check into the trade school.
I didn't know that. Mm-hmm. Oh my God.
And then I would go work after, because I worked at Hollister at that time.
That is so wild.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so you went to cosmetology school and high school.
Yeah.
And so you finally got your license. When, I guess, did you know that you wanted to be a bridal stylist? Like, when did you figure that out? Was it pretty quickly, or did you kind of have
No.
like fall into it?
It took time. I fell into it. So I started doing hair in Washington at a salon, bounced around a couple salons and ended up hating it. And then I moved out here because I got married at 18, which is a whole different story for later or a different time. But that's what got me out here is I married someone in the military, and I was like, it's okay. I can just do hair out there in the meantime. Because in the end, I thought I was going to go back to Washington. Came out here, did hair for the military wives at my kitchen table for the ball. And I was like, wait, this is so much fun. And I just started doing updos for free just to practice. And then I started DMing girls on Instagram, and I was like, you're pretty. Can I style your hair? And I was like, I'm just practicing. I don't want to color or cut. I'm like, I just want to do like an updo or a braid and take a picture for Instagram. And girls were all over that. They were like, oh, that sounds like so much fun. And I was like, I can pay you in shampoo, like products, or Starbucks gift cards. I was like, you get your option. And then, of course, hair. That's always fun. Every girl wants their hair done. So that's how I made a lot of connections for the first 3 years, was just doing hair for free in my kitchen, which is still where I create my content. I love just being in my kitchen, obviously. And it all started from there.
That is so crazy. I think that's one of the one things that like I truly love about you, and I have such like a high respect for you, because I feel like you you really, when you want something, I feel like you really go after it. And the fact that you were essentially almost like paying these girls, not necessarily paying, but you were offering them something in order for them to model for you so you could get better. I think that's just like the coolest thing ever. And you also told me that when you came here, that you really didn't know anybody. You didn't have, really that many friends, obviously, because you didn't know anyone. And you went to business school, or like took business classes.
I did.
Okay, tell me about that.
You can sign up for like one-off like business classes, whether you need to learn how to do your taxes or general bookkeeping. Any like community school, you can just hop onto their website and you can enroll in so many different classes. Here in San Diego, I did SCORE San Diego, I think that's what it's called. And it's really great because it's all like people that are retired that just want to volunteer their time and their knowledge. And it's just great. It's a great program. There's so many great programs that are free that nobody knows, and you just can Google.
That, when you told me about that you took business classes, I was honestly mind blown. Like, I just thought, what the fuck? Like, who does that?
Well, nobody was we didn't have TikTok when I started.
Yeah. Okay, so
now
when was
you
this?
can
Like,
learn everything.
What year did you kind of go to business school? Or I say business school.
When did
you take business classes?
So I think I moved to San Diego 7 years ago, which is basically like maybe a year after that. So I think that was 2018. I started like enrolling in just fun little, I was like, ooh, that topic sounds fun. Let me go. And I just went by myself like a little nerd. I think I was like 20 years old. And I would just go in, take some notes, ask questions. And that's how I learned to do my taxes, set up retirement.
I just think that, I don't know, you helped me so much. Like, I remember when I was first starting, kind of officially kind of getting my business together, I went to you for everything. I needed help with a website. I needed help figuring out like my business tax certificate and like how to be official and how to get an EIN number for taxes. I didn't know anything, and I wanted to be official because that's kind of where you were, already kind of officially, doing taxes and everything like that. And really, this is kind of the stuff that I feel like no one talks about. No. And I feel like it's so important. So I feel like business classes, I
highly recommend them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, everybody get yourself a Jordan, because
so cool.
I didn't have to take business classes. I just had Jordan help me. And
glad I could help. It's really cool. It's honestly like, I'm glad that I can help my friends, because the stress and like the fact that we can all have a business, but they don't teach us this from the get-go is crazy to me. So like the stress of having a legitimate business when you just want to do what you're passionate about, pretty makeup, pretty hair, and you don't know anything about this legal stuff, but you don't want to get in trouble. It's just crazy to me. So if I can help my friends, I'm honored.
Well, and to, like, I feel like, of course, obviously like the business aspect of it and everything like that is such a big part, but even more than that is content creating and social media. And that is really like the two main things that I really want to talk to you about were social media, content creating, and obviously anything business related. But I feel like you have created such a niche in what you do. And because you started off being the bridal boho braided stylist in like 2020 and even 2021. That was
Definitely.
like your thing.
I still get little requests here and there, and I still get excited because I'm like, that is so fun and it's intricate. And
Do you
it is
miss
an
doing
art.
that?
Sometimes, yeah, absolutely. I don't like it to define my style anymore. I like to have
Your
a
style
variety
now, your style now is just so beautiful, and I just love how. So I would say your style is very like, I don't know, romantic, soft wave,
Thank you.
and that's really hard to do. I
It
feel
really is. The more
Yes.
effortless the style, the harder it is.
Yes.
Truly.
Because really, I mean, granted, hey, I'm no hairstylist, okay? I tried really hard today, but I'm no hairstylist.
You do a great job.
And I really feel like, you know, when you have all these like braided styles and everything like that, you can almost hide maybe some little mistakes or things that maybe you don't love. Because
Absolutely.
You're teasing things, you're making things big,
You
you
can
know.
bury everything under braids.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So now creating
You
like,
can't hide anything in a good curl.
it's true.
It has to be perfect.
And a long lasting like wave. So that's really, you know, like I feel like people would want to know how they can like establish, you know, like you have kind of established now, like whenever I think of like soft, like romantic waves, I think of you immediately. And I feel like too, it's also like, so you are so good with like trends and like things like that. I feel
Thank
like you
you.
really are kind of the leader in that in a way. And I feel like people want to know, I guess, how to create a like a niche brand for themselves, or how to create a name for yourself. Like, is there something that you felt like that you did in order to get from the boho bridal, you know, braided stylist to where you are now? Like what was like that gap that you had to do to get over to where you are now?
It's all about what you post.
Talk about it.
It's
That's what
literally
I want
all
to talk about.
That's all it's about. So even when I started being a bridal hairstylist, girls were like, well, how are you just doing bridal? And I was like, well, I'm just posting bridal. And then they're like, well, how are you doing just braids? And I'm like, well, I'm just posting braids. Now they know me for soft waves because I stopped posting braids, and I'm just showing the audience what I want the audience to see. So ultimately, you're giving them the first impression based off of what you're posting. If you have a pretty hairstyle that's boho braid and you want to share it, sure, but as long as you maintain priority over like showcasing what you want to be known for and highlighting that, that's what's really gonna like sell your profile.
Well, and I feel like for me, for as like makeup, I feel like I used to post more dramatic, like darker eyes and just things that does not resonate with me now. Like I mean that is great and I'll do it. Do I want to do it? If I'm being completely honest, no. I like, you know me. I like
You're in soft glam now.
I'm very like pinky, angelic, kind of like
Yes.
snatchy. I like softer
It's
makeup.
very angel glam.
And it's very trendy.
It is.
And I'm here for
but
trends.
it's also timeless.
It is timeless.
It's like it's gorgeous.
I'm happy that now, like I feel like your style and my style, they just
Love
mesh
it.
so
Oh,
well together.
I love working with you.
Well, and I'm assuming, obviously, I'm assuming that hopefully I'll have some brides listen to this, and you know, you really have to, you know, to piggyback off what you said, like pick somebody based off their content. Like if you see somebody that, you know, has, you know, they pretty much post are Hollywood glam waves, and you go to them for some boho braided style, you're probably not going to get what you want.
Exactly. I had this happen once.
Tell me.
This story kills me every time because I never wanted it to happen. But I had a bride book me impulsively. She was like, my wedding is in like 3 months or something. And I was like, okay, sounds great. I'll get you in. And I'm never nervous. Like I'm always going really confident because I communicate with every client and I'm flexible and I really want to create their vision. But I also trust that they're hiring me for me and the work that I create. But one bride was in a rush because she didn't book anyone in time. So I took her booking. We get to about the month mark or 2-month mark, and she's like, let's do a trial. We do the trial. She says she loves it. She goes home and she didn't love it. So I was like, okay, I'm so sorry. Let's have you come back in. Did a free trial. Said she loved it, didn't love it. We ended up doing 3 trials and we were cutting it so close. And I was like, I couldn't understand what she wanted and she couldn't understand what to tell me. Mm-hmm. And we had done, by that time, 3 trials.
And you did that all for free?
2, I mean,
other than the first one.
But that's 6 hairstyles
that's
out of
wild.
All of those trials. So in the end, I was like, I know what she wants and I cannot give it to her, but I know someone that can. So I told her, I was like, I'm like so sorry that I can't get you there, but here's another stylist that can. And they were a match made in heaven. But that was like the biggest lesson on like why clients really need to look at artists' work before booking.
Yes.
You cannot assume that just because they do one thing, they can do it all. They're posting what they want to do and what they're good at.
Well, absolutely. Yes, God. If you come to me for a super blown out black smoky eye and you know what I mean, some crazy like cut crease thing,
It's not your thing.
I can send you.
Okay.
I can send you to somebody else who.
We know people that can do it really well.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Not our thing. But like with that being said, like consistency in what you post, I feel like is so difficult to maintain. Like I feel like you are such at a high level of content creating, and I do. That's just my personal opinion.
Thank you.
I really think you are. But how do you keep like such an elevated, content while also like maintaining, I don't know, the level of it? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like, do you ever feel like you're posting something and you're producing all of these reels and everything like that, and do you feel like, have you ever like not seen a return on it?
Sometimes, but not too often.
How do you prevent that from happening, I guess?
When content's not performing, it's because you don't want to be making it. So if you don't want to make the content, you're not passionate about it, it's not going to be good. Not everyone is meant to be a content creator, and that's okay. Not everyone sees things that way. Like even my boyfriend, he's like, can you make this look cool? Like he'll take a video and I'll take it on my end. And like everyone has a different perspective. Not everyone wants to look at something in an artistic way, and that's okay. We're already artists in our day job, and to go home and then do more art, that's insane. So I feel like first people need to stop putting pressure on themselves because it's not for everybody. I truly am obsessed with it. I think it's so fun. And I'm like, wait, how can I go from the ceiling and get this angle and that? Like, I think that's fun to me. Like I nerd out over that. I feel like I have little robots for my cameras at home that I just play with, little remotes all day. And just to see, I'm like, well, how can I capture this in a different angle? So if content's not performing, it's because you're just not putting your effort into it because you don't want to.
That is honestly so
true. And that's
true.
okay. That's okay.
I find myself because I get really overwhelmed, I feel like, with social media. And I mean, I hate to say it, but I feel like social media is honestly like 65% of our job. Like, I feel like it's more than our actual, like.
Now it is.
Yes.
Yeah.
And doing social media really is like, I mean, doing makeup is, I don't know, 30% of what I do. 15% is, say, like admin work. And then the rest is all social media. Because people aren't going to find you. And you're not going to stay relevant if you don't post.
Yeah.
And I feel like so many people have almost like this, like, I don't know, they're like so nervous to post, or they think what they have to say is not important or not valuable. And I don't know. I feel like anything is content, don't you?
Anything is. Truly, anything is. Absolutely.
I'm like,
I agree.
I'm like, I feel like you could honestly, if you're a makeup artist and you need something to post and you have no idea what to post, take like a time-lapse video of you cleaning up your set or cleaning up your makeup or putting
your own makeup on.
Yes. Oh God, that for me is so hard.
You do such a good job. I've seen you on TikTok lately. I love it. God. You're doing so good.
Okay, you have to teach me, and maybe the people, about TikTok because I don't know anything. Why is TikTok so different than Instagram?
I started early. The second the app was up, I feel like that it's all about like when you start. Now it's transformed into a whole different realm, and this year like the projection is it's going to be primarily for vlogging. So we're just going to be focusing on long-term videos. The short ones that really hit are just transitions, which are cool, but it's not really up my niche.
Yeah.
I like the vlogs a little bit more,
Yes.
or the style hair with me videos that I love doing, but it's definitely transitioned so much more. It's not as much pointless videos anymore.
Okay, so like I was finding that a lot of videos that were doing really well and that do well are like the 5-second little clippy videos, and those have never really like resonated with me per se. Like yes, those are cool, and like it's funny because I feel like if I do post like one of those, they do really well.
That's great.
And it's so frustrating though because I feel like I like what
I feel like you're overthinking it.
Probably.
I just go in with a topic and I'm like, what do I want to post about? I don't really think about the time that I'm posting or the length of the video. If there happens to be a video that I like that I took that's 3 seconds and there's a sound that's 3 seconds, it's a coincidence and it matches perfectly. I'll use it. But majority of the time I'm like, what topic do I want to be focusing on? Whether it's like a hair tutorial or something fun like an unboxing. I focus on like the actual video itself as opposed to like the time and the trends going on around it. Okay,
well it's good to know because I feel like sometimes everybody feels like they should stick in all these trends or do all these trends or use like this really, I don't know, popular audio because everybody's using it.
Yeah.
But I have heard
audios do work.
I've heard with audios, and I feel like it's so conflicting almost because people say for audio, for like, just say for Instagram, because I'm not TikTok savvy, so I'm not even gonna like touch on that. But for Instagram, they say like you're supposed to find an audio with like 5,000 or less people that have used it. Do you feel like that? No? Yeah. Tell me everything.
I don't pay attention to it anymore.
You don't?
I used to. Like if I don't know. I just get like a feeling about an audio where I'm like, I like this. This relates to my content. So you just do it
based off what you like it.
Okay. I don't really fixate on like, oh, everybody's using this or nobody's using this or, oh, it doesn't have the arrow. I kind of just use what I like. It's a perk if it's trending, but I really focus on like, how does music make the viewer feel? Does it match the video? Like, is the pace going at the same like rate? Can I edit it to match? Because you want them to like feel something when they watch the video. They're not going to be like, oh, everyone's using this. I like this little life audio. Like, nobody cares about that. They're probably like, oh, I've heard that a million times.
That's how I feel. That's why I try to not pick audio that is so like, I don't know, if there's over like, I don't know, 100,000, I'm like, no.
You want to grab their attention in a good way and you want to stand out. You don't want to be relevant and trendy all the time.
Well, and then like everybody I feel like too on Instagram almost does these like, and TikTok too, does their like cover photos as something like kind of crazy to get your attention.
Yeah.
That is not.
It's similar to YouTube, how they have the cover photos on there and then they do like
clickbait.
Clickbait. That's the word.
I don't love that though.
I don't either. It does work on me on YouTube, but on Instagram it doesn't.
No, I want my feed to look good.
Yeah.
And that's honestly, it's kind of frustrating and kind of, I mean, you love content. And that is why you're here, because I feel like I need educated also about content creating and everything like that. And you know what I mean? Like you're so good at it. And I guess I just want to know how I can be just as good, which I guess one piece of advice is love what you're posting.
Yeah. Love what you're posting. Have a schedule. Having a schedule, just knowing like in the back of your mind, like, okay, I'm going to film this on this day for, say you want to do like a Sunday reset. You're going to have to film that in advance. You're not filming that on Sunday morning. The lighting's not going to be right. You're going to film it maybe the next Sunday if you really want it to be filmed on a Sunday, and then save it for the next Sunday. So you really want to pre-plan and use a calendar. That way you are on top of it and you are mindful and intentional about like what you're creating. You're not just being like, I'm going to film something today. I don't know what, but
That's literally
pull
me.
something. You go in with like a plan. It's so much more exciting because then you're like, okay, this is the plan, but then you get a fun idea and you're like, oh, I can add that into my plan. And then your content just gets better and you get more excited and you continue to get more excited, which just continues to make you grow more.
Well, and that's like, that is honestly really great advice because I feel so many people are kind of like myself where they just kind of get an idea in that moment and they're like, I guess I'll film this right now.
Yeah.
And then it becomes kind of like stressful in a sense. Any tutorial that I've posted in the past like few weeks, I had no intention of filming it.
Yeah.
And I just, having a tripod, I think,
you
sent me the link for the tripod.
I have that thing on me all the time.
I'm surprised you don't have it right now, honestly.
I left it sitting on my front seat, but
it's, okay, so you do have it.
It's in the car waiting until we need to film TikToks.
But which we're going to do that. Potentially, maybe, I don't know. We'll see what happens. But I just feel like obviously having a tripod and kind of just like not being scared.
Yeah, set yourself up for success. Don't be afraid to put yourself out there. What year is it? 2024? That is wild.
Yeah.
That's how people are making money.
Yes.
Majority of my income is from content now. It's not from doing hair. I do hair for fun. It's all from posting for brands and just
Jordan, teach me. Okay, because you also get so many like PR boxes and stuff like that.
I have a social media manager, so that's not me anymore. Like she reached out to me last year and I've been working with somebody else now on that. So she's being the brains on that and I genuinely get to be the creator now, which is so much more fun. So that's not me doing all the pitching. That is somebody else professional that knows what she's doing and helping me.
Wild. But that's so crazy to see that like you can like make money from content.
Yes. It's we live in America's most expensive city now.
Yeah, we do.
It's too expensive to be spending your time in one place.
That's amazing.
With one stream of income.
Wow.
Can't.
I'm literally like so shocked.
Yeah.
That is phenomenal. I am just so like happy that you.
It's fun. I love doing it.
Well, and like thank you for sharing like all of your information with us.
Of course.
And I just feel like people are going to listen to this and I've already learned a lot. Like the schedule thing.
The schedule is honestly, you have to have a schedule. Like literally I'm a written calendar girl. Get a written calendar and write down 3 things you want to post about. Say you want to post about doing clients' makeup, your favorite products, and then something lifestyle like what you do in a day, like day in my life. Set those 3 pillars up. You already have 3 things to post.
I'm going to do that now.
You've got a Monday, Wednesday, Friday vlog right there. Jordan. So 3 different things. Write them on your calendar. Each week, film different ones. And give yourself time. Batch it so when you're ready, you're rolling. Like you don't have an excuse. You're not like, okay, there's the first one. Let's see how it goes next time. Like set yourself up for success.
Jordan.
And get the tripod. The tripod's the best.
The tripod is literally the best thing ever. If you don't have a tripod, definitely get yourself a tripod. You can get them off Amazon. They're super inexpensive. And
practice with yourself. Like literally go out into a parking garage by yourself and put the stupid tripod up. I know. And you can call it stupid because it feels so dumb in the moment.
You feel so cringy.
You feel so weird. And you literally feel naked. Like you feel naked and everybody's watching you. Yes.
Yeah.
Go to a parking garage by yourself with your phone. Put on your video and just start posing and getting comfortable in front of the camera. It feels so silly, but it's literally going to help you just connect with your body and be like, this is not silly. It's like, that was not a big deal at all. It's so dramatic.
And honestly, like it's feeling silly and kind of doing those things that how you feel, kind of stupid. And if you feel like someone's judging you or something like that, well, look like where it's gotten you and look where it's gotten me by posting. And I just feel like
not posting is going to keep you right where you're at.
Exactly.
So you might as well try something.
Irrelevant. Well, and just like creating your brand and everything like that, I feel like you created, I want you to talk about your bridal biz.
I love my digital course. There just wasn't anything like it. And when I started doing this, like when I was like, I want to be a bridal hairstylist, I had no idea where to start. I was like, okay, cool. I want to curl hair for the rest of my life. Now what? You can't find that stuff on Google. All you know is you need a hairstyling license. Like that's it. So I was like, well, I'm going to do this right. So I documented it, and I was like, okay, this is cool. Now I can share with my friends if they ever want to be a bridal hairstylist. Like, I've got the links on where they can sign up and how to do it and all the tips. And then I've got little tips on social media, which is going to get even better this year. But basically, I took everything that I did to build my business, and I put it into Bridal Biz 101. So now it's just a digital course where other hairstylists can enroll. They hop on and they can just take it as like a little digital book. There's some videos, a lot of writing. There's shopping lists of my favorite hair products.
You sent me it when I needed help, like creating my, elevating my business. You sent me that, and you were so sweet. You sent it to me for free. Look at me.
Of course.
I'm so glad it helped. I feel like I want people to know about it. Where can they find it?
They can find it on styledbyjordan.com.
Okay.
Yep. Everything's on there. Just tap the little top right button and you can go to all courses. There's also a style series, which is more focused on hairstyling. So I share top hairstyles that I did on my mannequin on there. So there's a ton of fun stuff on the education tab, and then a ton of free resources and blog posts. And I have a YouTube, so they can always watch me there.
Jordan has so much valuable information, you guys. So definitely check her out. If you don't already follow Styled by Jordan, please go on Instagram, TikTok, go on her website, YouTube, all the places.
Everywhere.
And go and check her out, because she really does have a lot of information, and you can get inspiration for creating your own content. So I just want to say thank you so much for having me.
This was so much fun.
Are you going to come back and do it with me again?
Yes, okay, this is so cool. Yay! This is adorable too.
Thank you.
I'm so proud of you. Thank you for having me.